You know, it's now history, the President's State of the Union address, and we have a lot to digest.
We have a lot to digest. We have yet to even hear from our panel, and they are chomping at the bit, I know, to give us their take on the speech. And why don't we get started? Gloria Borger, just give me your general reaction.
Well, I think the speech was smartly written, and it had a little bit of everything in it for every party. He spoke to independent voters and said, I understand the dysfunctional culture of Washington, as if he had not been a part of it for the last year. He scolded his own Democrats for not behaving like a majority. He also took on Republicans on issues. He even took on the Supreme Court as
There wasn't one takeaway. There was no framework. It was a frog march of straw men, from pundits to his predecessor to partisans. It didn't reset anything. He just gave another long speech that was in no framework other than being somewhat defensive about, I never said this was going to be easy. It does not sound presidential to me. It didn't feel presidential.
He didn't say, here's what I want what's there, pass it now, because the political reality is he's not going to get it. But we saw both a call for bipartisanship and some pretty tough partisanship. We saw any number of things that was on the one hand, on the other, and I think that's a carefully calculated speech that needs to apply to both attract his base, attract the independents, and, talk bipartisanship.
All right.
If his goal was to hit the reset button, right, I think he succeeded. Washington and the whole government has been consumed with health care, right? And as Gloria Borger points out, health care came up 3,300 words into a 7,100-word speech. By my count, it was the 11th issue he mentioned, after obviously jobs in the economy, the most important thing, but even after free trade and community colleges. Okay, I'm slow, I'm a little dense. I didn't go to Harvard Law School, but I'm getting a sense he's trying to downplay health care here. Just me.
I thought it was a much better speech than I anticipated, and what I thought he did was very necessary. He laid the context of the task that he inherited, and he did a very, very good job at it. He just didn't fall out of the sky and be president. He came in, and he was faced with almost a near economic calamity. He was faced with 3 different wars, and he put that in context.
He clearly is a man with an exceptional mind, but he is not someone who grabs you and says, we're going here. I'm going to lead you here. And I did not think tonight that he came out of this. He reshuffled his priorities, but I didn't think he changed his leadership style. And I think in order to break out of this, he's going to have to take control in the White House and take charge.
So
this speech was really directed at independence. It had 2 overarching themes: the economy and really a defiant attack on the bitter, predictable partisanship that we still see in Washington. And you saw he returned to language explicitly from the 2008 campaign, talking about we are one nation, one people, talking about the politicians who tear people down instead of lifting people up. So, and if you look at the vote he focused on economics, it wasn't the traditional left approach, right? He began by defending his record as a tax cutter. Didn't see that one coming. That's a message for independence. Focused on small businesses. Again, a message for independence. The middle class. So this message was attempted to move the dial with independents, clearly. I think the problem is independents started off as supporters. They came in this as skeptics. The deal is still not sealed. They still hear the who's won't get fooled again in the back of their minds.